And as I sit across from you now and we prepare to sign off, I'm noticing that you have your Forbes 5-star badge, but you only have one of them. When do you get the other two? When do you? Because you're only one of 10. There's 650 people here. You are, you should have three.
I know to be very shy, I might do it tomorrow. I don't know.
So you actually do have three. You're just not wearing them all.
No. Okay. No. But it will be fun to be a general 3-star.
Yeah, exactly. A 3-star
general. I'm going to try to stay humble here and just appreciate to be a 5-star among my friends.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another special edition live from Las Vegas at the Forbes Travel Summit. I'm joined by a special guest all the way from Grand Cayman. His name is Mark Langevin, and Mark is the general manager of the Ritz-Carlton. And I'm very intrigued to get his backstory because he's clearly a legend in this industry, and he was nominated to be one of the key people to speak to at this conference. So, Mark, welcome. Great to have you here.
Well, thank you, Dan, for inviting me. Great pleasure to be here and great honor to be back here in Las Vegas to celebrate our triple 5-star for Forbes.
Well, there you go. You gave it away right there. That's one of the big reasons that that you've achieved a rare feat that very few properties ever do. So tell everyone what that means.
Yes, it means amazing coordination with all our ladies and gentlemen at our Ritz-Carlton. So having a 5-star is already quite an achievement, and for us it was already a long journey when we first had our first 5-star, but it was back in 2020. And then 4 years later, now we had the combination of being a 5-star resort, but also a 5-star restaurant with Blue by Eric Ripert and a 5-star spa. So the triple 5-star is something that is very difficult to coordinate at the same time, and we were the lucky recipient, and we are the only resort in the Caribbean, the only hotel in the Caribbean, and a very few in the world. I think there is like less than 15 hotels altogether who have that special treatment of being a triple 5-star.
Yeah, and what's amazing about that to me is that you have been at the Ritz-Carlton in Grand Cayman for 12 years. And so it's not as if you just arrived on the scene to claim the prize. You obviously, even your comments right now highlight how humble you are, because clearly, yes, it's definitely a team effort. But the journey you've been on over 12 years to get the property to that point. Tell us a little bit about that, like your journey as a leader of that property to be in the privileged position you are now to be able to celebrate what is really a small group of 15 properties around the world that can be recognized with 3 triple stars.
I'm trying to remember when we started to decide to torture ourselves to go through the Forbes, training and development and recognition. I think it was probably back somewhere in 2015 or 16 that we says, you know what, let's elevate our service and let's figure out how to get at that level. And I must admit, it was through a lot of frustration at the beginning because we have a large resort with about 900 ladies and gentlemen. And when we went to the game, we really thought it was going to be easy peasy. And we went, and when we received our first, result, we missed it in certain area. And there was a lot of, oh, come on. We are better than that because it was very... And then we realized that the difficulty of achieving the Forbes 5-star is to be consistent throughout the entire resort, because it's not just a one element or one employee. The experience has to be, flawless throughout the entire department. And when you think about the composition of a large resort like ours, we have 900 employees. We are as good as the weakest link, as they said all the time. So it could be one interaction at the front desk, in a room, in a restaurant, at the pool, at the beach, in the spa. So many elements in a journey of a customer that cannot be right. So it took us, several trials to get that. And it is only through repetition and really building the basis and making that part of our culture and understanding on how to achieve that we're starting to really make some elevation in our service and being able to really acquire the third 5-star. Now after that, when we start to have that strong basis, then it's just built on our reputation and our trainings and what we have. So it takes a long time, a lot of perseverance, a lot of persistence, consistency, and also investment, I must say.
Yeah. Are you planning a celebration when you get back with the team?
We already started. No, it is, again, it is a result of everyone. So actually we celebrate it already, and we will keep on recognizing because it is important to share. Yeah. Actually, I came today at the conference, bring with me our hotel manager, our director of food and beverage, our chef of our restaurant, our director of the spa, because I wanted them to also understand what is Forbes family. I mean, today we are in that event and we are interacting with our peers, and there is a lot of values in meeting everyone, understanding what is a new trend, and meeting other people and talking about the tribulation of being a Forbes 5-star.
Yeah, well, you clearly highlighted the networking and the opportunity to be part of the Forbes family, and it's amazing that you've brought so many of your colleagues because clearly you need the team back there to run it, but obviously you've got enough crew to cover you guys for a brief period of time. What were some of the other reasons that you specifically wanted to come to the summit this year?
It's continuously, we can never be the same. In our industry, we continuously have to evolve. We have to learn. We have to have a sense of what is new, what is coming. I mean, today in our first session, we heard a lot of the sense of the wellness, of what other customers are looking for. And is that something we need to incorporate every day? We have to rethink about every day what we will be doing next year. We have to reinvest in our product, in our services, in our experiences. So hearing from the expert in our field and other field is very important.
Yeah. I heard from a number of guests that the main stage presentations were excellent. I know there's a number of breakout sessions as well. Are you planning to attend? Is that key for you, is trying to absorb as much knowledge and information as possible from various thought leaders that are here at the event?
Yeah, in the breakout session, there is also a lot of interaction. So people are, none of us are shy. We are, remember, in the hospitality business. So everybody wants to share their best practice. I mean, we're an industry that we are not afraid to share, correct? It's not everybody has a little secret. And I think tidbits, you're hearing testimony, you heard the story, and that is how we learn from each other.
Absolutely, yeah. And so with this event, clearly your team is getting a great deal of benefit. Most of those team members you just mentioned, this is their first time?
Yes, they all came for the first time, so for them they are even drinking out of the hose because it's a lot to appreciate. But it was absolutely essential. Even invited on the top of that, our celebrity chef that is in our hotel is Eric Repair. He will be joining us actually tomorrow for the gala because he's also part of the journey. Oh, wow. To be a 5-star Forbes restaurant, it's also a certain status. It's about the quality of the food, it's about the presentation, it's about the service. So we invited the entire team. We want to celebrate that together. If I could have bring 900 people, I would have just do it here because everybody has to appreciate that special moment.
It sounds like you'd have some pretty disappointed guests if they turned up and the property was closed for the week, right?
I think they would understand.
Well, clearly you guys have all deserved it. Well, it's terrific meeting you here. One of the areas I really wanted to talk to you about was the travel trends you're seeing. And the reason I want to ask you that is because you have a unique perspective. I mean, you are French. I've got a beautiful Parisian accent. I thought for a moment as you arrived that I was like, well, maybe he's Quebecois, a fellow Canadian. But you're pure Parisian French. You've got, a lovely accent and a great global view because you worked for Club Med for a while. You were in the Dominican. You were in Beverly Hills. You've got an incredible legacy in this industry. And then obviously you've spent the last 12 years really taking the Ritz-Carlton to the next level and making it a really premier destination in the Caribbean. And so I would love to hear from you some of the travel trends and insights because you've been in this industry for a number of years and you've seen various challenges, I'm sure. What are some of the things that are standing out to you now in 2024 about traveler behaviors or booking patterns that you're seeing that would be unique to the Caribbean?
I don't think it's unique to the Caribbean, but unique to the luxury business. I feel that there is more and more appreciation on the genuine care and the authentic experience. I think before, I like to call that BC, before COVID, I think there was almost too much volume. It was about abundance. I think that the experience that Aspen, what happened during COVID is people are recenter a little bit their needs, re-centralize around quality, about authentic experience, about family, about relationship. Those is something we feel in our industry because as people come back in our resort, they have different expectations. Right. It's not just about give me more food, give me more beach, give me more sun. Yeah. They want to feel something out of their experience. And I see that because I hear more and more customers' comments are not necessarily describing all the amenities that we have or the product that we have, but at the end of their stay or after a few days, they feel compelled to let me know how special our employees are. We call them the ladies and gentlemen. And that pleased me because it's really in line with our culture of the Ritz-Carlton, which is that all, the fact that luxury has different interpretation for us is about providing those genuine care, personalized moment, inspires people journey when they come. And that is something that I feel customers today is even more sensitive than they were before. It's really about that quality experience.
And one of your colleagues was mentioning, too, multi-generational travel. Is that something you're seeing more of in this year?
It's something that we always had, but I think, again, it's back about we have a product in our hotel that allow us to do that in the sense where we have a lot of different amenities that can provide for the different members of the family. People need to regroup at time, but also find their own space. Sure. We have a very large property that allow us to do that because we have amenity going from tennis and golf and pickleballs, and we have a program with the environmental Jean-Michel Cousteau that provide a kids program called Ambassador of the Environment. So we have 2 pools, a water park. So because we have the abundance of different amenities, that allows family to come and do whatever they want during the daytime without, being over each other too much.
Yes.
And then finding themselves for dinner times or regrouping. So I think our product allow that. And it is true back to the post-COVID, where people feel compelled that family moments are important, and it is actually something that is becoming relevant in their choice when they go on vacation. Sometimes they want to run away from the family, and we have time for that, and sometimes they want to be together. So I think it's, again, the choice during your vacation.
Yeah, the other thing I'm just trying to picture, because obviously I've not been to Grand Cayman, I've not been to the Ritz-Carlton, so I'm trying to, I think for most people listening to this who haven't been, you kind of conjure up an image. You can obviously Google search and look at some of the images and look at some of the reviews. I'd love for you to just give us a better understanding of the type of people that come and stay at your resort. And when I'm asking that question, I mean Americans, Canadians, Europeans. What is kind of the makeup of the guest? And obviously it is a luxury guest clientele. Is it mainly families? And we just talked about multi-generational, but is it mainly families, but is it also couples? What is the kind of, paint a picture for us of what a day of the life looks like for you on the island?
Well, it's a giant puzzle. It's not a picture that is and I'm saying that is because it depends the time of the year. Anytime, so back to your first question is our demography mostly is North America, right? With most likely US covering maybe 85 to 90%. Now Canadian is also because we have direct flight from Toronto. We have 2 airlines going directly Toronto to Grand Cayman, so that's very convenient. Right. We also have some of the European market, but not as much. So based on the fact that we have mainly driven by US, it's important to know when the US vacations are.
For sure.
Because that could be determinant of the quality of your vacation.
Absolutely.
If you come with your family during those moments like Christmas, spring break, President's Day, summertime, you will find a lot of family with you. And I hope you understand the message that if you want to come as a romantic getaway, might be not the right time for you to come.
Makes sense.
But that is only 10 to 15 weeks out of the years. Now you got another 40 weeks to play with. So for the rest, again, you can find other time where it becomes more suitable for romantic couples, getaway, party with the girlfriends who comes on trips, people playing to come golf, playing tennis. So I think it's important to understand that a resort is not just one. It's not the same every day. It fluctuates throughout the season, pending, again, around the holiday period and the different things. So you have to understand that it is not, this is a romantic place. Because if you come with a romantic on a honeymoon and you come on the 4th of July weekend, you might be disappointed because you're going to enjoy a lot of other people's children.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned a few really interesting points there. And one of them certainly is the idea that catering to holidays, knowing where your source market is and trying to make sure that you're catering to their offerings, knowing that Thanksgiving obviously is a major time for Americans to travel. And so many marketers, I think, miss the mark on this conversation because they think about brand marketing and they think about other ways to promote their property, but really often it comes back to trying to understand who your customer is, where they're based, and when they're traveling, and how do you get the message in front of them at a time that they're considering. So I'd love to just ask you, it's a conversation I haven't had today as part of these, but in terms of like your marketing strategy for the Ritz-Carlton and Grand Cayman, how does that come together? When you talk about marketing to Americans, and especially around specific holidays, is that something that you are actively doing as a team at the property, or is it something that happens at a group level?
No, again, there is sales and there is marketing.
Yeah.
For us, from the sales point of view, we rely a lot on especially our travel advisor, because they are our best partners, because we have that direct connection and they can ask us and we have that relationship with them, so we can direct their customers. They need to know their customers, they need to know us. So that is something that is important. The same thing, sometimes we have corporate group, we have wedding, we have incentive trips, so we have different way to maximize the resort. From the marketing point of view, obviously it's different. We are using a lot of the image around the food and beverage. We are hosting in our resort an event called the Cayman Cookout. It's in January, where we have all the chefs coming together. Every year we have, to a minimum, José Andrés, Eric Ripper, Emerald Lagasse, all those big chef coming names, and we are creating a big event around that, and that is really our marketing, because food and beverage is a big component of Cayman. The quality of food, the fact that we have so many restaurants in our resorts, that is one of our things. But we also have a lot of amenities. So we are trying in our marketing strategy to showcase the different feature that I'm thinking casino, we are in a casino, our resort has, because there are different needs for different people. Some people that are looking just relaxing on the beach, some people are looking for the spa experience, some people are looking for the golf experience. So in our marketing, we are trying to continuously showcase a different feature, and so people can obviously associate to their needs.
That's really fascinating. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the travel advisors. I know there's a number of luxury travel advisors that have come to the conference here. Is that a consideration for you in terms of partnerships and some of the networking that will happen here? Or is many of that already kind of established relationships that you are selling primarily through trade channels? I know, of course, Virtuoso is here.
Yes.
Matthew Upchurch will be joining us as well. So are some of those relationships here at the summit?
So that's very interesting, because Forbes has developed a new partnership with groups of travel advisor, which is important because that allows an alignment, understanding what does it mean to be a Forbes 5-star. I think it's a new validation, because obviously the travel advisors who are part of that groups and they are a partner with Forbes are focusing on the luxury travelers. And I think that there is a validation to have those 5 stars, or for us a triple 5-star, to have a level of confidence to send their customers in our resort, because they know what we are for. So that is from the marketing point of view, but then it comes down to relation. So for example, we are continuously advised when one of those travel advisors book through Forbes. We and I, as a general manager, I am personally notified. Because it's important to continuously entertain the relation. We are a business of relation, based on relation. A customer is going to book through a travel advisor because they have a relation with the travel advisor. The travel advisor is going to book because of the relationship we have with our team, and so on and so on. So it's our business is a series of relations and trust between each other, including the partnership with our ladies and gentlemen, because I have to trust, as you are saying, I am here right now in Las Vegas and the hotel is open.
Yeah.
So I have to trust and I have to have that confidence in the relation that we have with our ladies and gentlemen, that currently, as I am here in Las Vegas, they are providing the same experience and they don't have to worry if the boss is here or not.
Right. I love that trust. That's actually come up as a theme, trusting your people, and as an important part for leadership and giving people the opportunity to develop. When you mentioned you have 900 people at the property, how many of those people have been with you 3 years, 5 years, or longer? Like, what is the typical tenure? Is it extended by virtue of being in the Grand Cayman? Are many of those locals, or many of those people that come in to work at the resort?
Yes, our employees base, we have about 30% of our employees are local, and we have about 70% coming from 60 different countries.
Wow.
So it's a very international level of service that we are providing. And because of that, there is also limitation in retention, because by law, they cannot stay more than, let's say, 8 years.
Right.
So there is a certain rotation, but in general, long tenure in our hotels, we have that. We have a very low turnover, except when it's forced because of immigration law and so on. Right. But we have a very strong consistency, which is important. Our customers, honestly, they love to come back and find the same employees at the beach, at the pool. They want to see their housekeepers. Yeah. There is a relationship built, and I mean, it's really authentic relation. And that is the beauty of our business and that is the whole Ritz-Carlton, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen, because our customers look at us not as servant, but as family members, as their friends. And that is really what we take a lot of pride, and that's why we love hospitality.
Yeah, very well said. This has been such an interesting conversation, and I'd love to know what your travel plans are for 24. I mean, clearly you're here in Vegas. I'm not sure if you have some side travel plans before you get back to the Grand Cayman, but what other travel plans do you have personally for 2024?
Next week, I'm going to go skiing.
Good for you.
When you live all year round on the beach with the beautiful sunshine, you're looking for the opposite. So I will go skiing in Sun Valley, Idaho.
Amazing.
Then I will do this summer, I will do a trip to Europe to go see my family in Paris, go to Scotland. Because my wife is originally from Scotland, so we're going to try to reconquer the family castle. And from there, we will go to Canada, where she has her family, but on the other side in Calgary. Oh, so, yeah, busy traveling schedule. And then in between all that, I will have a lot of business travel. But those are my personal travel. Oh,
I love that. You're going to be in the mountains in Canada as well.
Yes, indeed.
And that's great. You're going to get some skiing in next week. And as I sit across from you now, and we prepare to sign off, I'm noticing that you have your Forbes 5-star badge, but you only have one of them. When do you get the other two? Because you're only one of 10. There's 650 people here. You are, you should have three.
I know to be very shy, I might do it tomorrow. I don't know.
So you actually do have three. You're just not wearing them all.
No. Okay. No. But it will be fun to be a general 3-star.
Yeah, exactly. A 3-star
I'm going to try
general.
to stay humble here and just appreciate to be a 5-star among my friends.
Well, what an honor it is to interview the 3-star general here at the Forbes Summit. It's a real pleasure to meet you, and I wish you every success this year, and hopefully we'll keep in touch, and you have a great next 2 days at the Forbes Summit.
Well, thank you again for inviting me, and everybody, please come in Grand Cayman when you are sick and tired of the cold and want to defrost. Please take direct flight to Cayman Airways, or there is, I think, WestJet. There is Air Canada. Come directly from Toronto here.